Here's how I've moved from working for money to having money work for me. Let's talk about this quadrant, right? These 4 quadrants right here. One, if you take a look at this closely, you're going to see the first one is being a wage worker. Okay, somebody that's 9 to 5, has a job, Monday through Friday, and is basically trading their time for money. The second item is when you're self-employed, still trading your time for money, but you then actually get to pick and choose your schedule and be able to manage those things so you can work around family commitments and so forth. The third quadrant is a business owner. And this is really important because this is where businesses, when you're a business owner, if you are scalable and you have systems in place, you can actually build generational wealth and build the wealth that you would need to carry on even when you're gone, because now you have a business that is set up where it's making money while you sleep. And then the third one obviously is investments. We all want to work towards that last quadrant because that's really where you are growing your money and you are making money while you sleep with little effort other than knowing where to put it. Okay, so that's the quadrant I want everybody to understand, because we're all caught up in this in some fashion. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Now I worked the 9 to 5. That 9 to 5 did wonders, allowed me to get ahead, allowed me to understand a lot of things in life. But I always made sure that I went diagonally, making sure that I was investing my money. But I want you to understand that just because you're in 1 or 2 or 3, you still have to get to 4. That's your ultimate goal. All right. Now, when we're talking about what is in front of you, you have to understand that when you are in 1 and 2, you have to be able to have options. Now, those options are critical because what happens if something changes in your 9 to 5? What happens is if you're laid off? What happens if if they're reducing hours or taking pay cuts in order to maintain your employment? Can you survive? Or did you create some sort of lifestyle creep where you no longer are able to afford your lifestyle? So those are some critical components that you really need to understand when you're in quadrants 1 and 2, because it's really, there's not much difference between being a 9 to 5 and being self-employed. You're still trading your time for money. The key is making sure that you're leveraging what you are making to where it's growing. Because if not, you're going to have lifestyle creep and you're going to get yourself into situations where you're vulnerable. And obviously right now we're seeing that across the US because we've had a lot of layoffs in a lot of different companies. We're seeing a complete switch and change in our financial system. Okay, we knew new technology is changing the employment in the economy, okay, with AI. So I want you all to understand your goal, if you are working towards it, is to be a business owner. But when you become a business owner, the most important thing is that not only do you just own the business, but is it scalable? Does it grow? Can it expand? Can you grow your business and build off of what you've created to make money or to build wealth through franchises or through allowing the growth within your team? Well, that's what we've done at GFI. GFI is fully scalable. It allows us to build your business anywhere in the US, but it allows us to expand and grow through a scalable system. You've created systems that allow you to be efficient. And so that is something I want to make sure I leave you with. But this 4 quadrants is important. You need to understand where you're at, what are you doing, working towards that 4th quadrant where you're investing and growing your wealth, because you're going to need it when it comes to retirement. Everybody is going through that right now, where we have this huge population that is retiring, and are they ready? Are they prepared? We're finding out that a lot of people aren't. So we want to make sure that you have paid attention and are actually building towards that fourth quadrant. So any questions you have, please reach out to me. I'll explain. We can go in depth about where you're at and what we can do to help you.